know who the gold lane is gonna be just yet. I don't know if they're considering the Ruby because like they pair that often whenever there's a Yisun Shin jungle, but
Ruby?
yeah, but we're heading into the banning phase too, so maybe that gets considered by TNC.
Yeah, maybe TNC bans Ruby Harith.
Ruby Harith.
Or Harith Moskov, and then they dare Liquid to pick the Ruby.
Yeah, funny how Tlph did ban the Kimmy out. You know, just because I think it would work really, it would have worked really well with the first 3 picks that they had here. So TNC is probably going to go ahead and focus down on maybe XP lane. I guess just XP lane options that could happen.
Well, there is the Fovia still for 40 if ever TNC does want to consider that, but they go for, again, the gold lane options we were talking about. So the Ruby remains in question for Team Liquid Philippines, but if not, I guess there are still other gold lane options too. But do they want to pick up a gold laner that takes a bit more time, or preferably one that has a slightly earlier power spike? Because I feel like that might be the way to go since they have the Farsa high loss anyway.
We are glue.
I was actually expecting TNC to maybe ban the glue, but I like this answer here. I like the proactivity Liquid showing even on the red side.
Gosh, what are we going to see in the XP lane? I mean, the CC's taken out. Phoveus, like we're going to mention, is still open though too. Glue being banned out. Lapu, yeah.
Lapu's good at the Liquid's lineup.
Yeah, that's...
I wonder if TNC can get their hands on it. Unless Tlph picks it up here now and then...
save the gold lane for last.
Exactly, because they're in no rush.
Yeah.
Time to take the field.
Wow.
All right, Bruno. So they just narrowed down some of the gold lane options here.
So they let through the Moskov.
Yeah.
There's no rush, so maybe we do get to see the EXP lane here now.
This land is our home.
There's the Laps.
And it will soon be your burial ground.
40 taking the Lapu. Now, what does this put XP for 3-Mar? So far, we've seen him on... it was the Lapu, it was the Arlot, and the Glue, so...
Yeah.
Does he Esmeralda?
Does he Esmeralda?
Uranus is open. Is this one of those weird times where you actually Uranus?
Or do they want a bit more crowd control also? Although it doesn't really matter because it's a Lapu, and that can... or the Lapu can immune himself for like the majority of the time.
That's why Esmeralda might be good.
Yeah.
And that would... technically, that would fit the keys to victory, you know? At least... get the Esmeralda, you help with some of the control in some of these team fights because then Chaknu doesn't have to be the one doing most of the setups. But the Phoveus was open, so they'll go the Phoveus, then they'll take the Valentina here.
Oh my god, the Valentina has so many picks for ults. Even the Mountain Shocker would be great.
They have so many ways to gather information. I'm not sure if you still want a Ruby if there's already a Valentina in TNC's lineup. What are the other gold laners that can shred down? There's a carry or just a Moskov?
What? Claude, Moskov?
Yeah.
Probably I would assume
Claude.
Moskov.
There's no... Claude's not necessary. You're right, yeah. So Moskov, Ruby, carry.
Yeah. Either of the 3. OM seems to be thinking about it right now.
Where'd Irithel go?
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's going to be the Moskov. I just... sort of like makes sense, put some pressure, and again, you can never count out the Spear Destruction. So that is the choice for Tlph here. Brigida, do you think this is pretty good? Like, well, are you leaning towards Tlph?
This looks more like Tlph. Like the lineup does feel more like Tlph. So I think I'm gonna be very comfortable with that. TNC on the other hand though, the Lancelot. I feel like that's one thing we definitely have to watch out for heading into this game, under or in the hands of Zyda.
Yeah, lane to lane, I think that's one of their strongest matchups. I like that they were proactive about it. TNC are confident that with Zyda getting his hands on the Lancelot, this is one solid way for us to claw back from any position that we find ourselves in Game 1.
We'll take one last look at the lineups here as we get ready to jump in this match. It's the final one for week 1, our opening week here at MPL Philippines Season 16, and it's going to be a great one ahead of us. Both teams are looking to get that win heading out of the first week here. The drums are in the stadium, of course, our little stadium of MPL Philippines Arena, and let's see if they can go ahead and get a start in this best of 3, either TNC or Tlph.
Yep. Lancy and Chaknu will be the first to clear it out. I was expecting a faster wave clear come in from Sanji and JP too, but I feel like they're gonna play this a bit more conservative as well, considering that they have the Yisun Shin in their jungle, so they'll have to ensure that he gets to farm up fast. Looking at the emblems, I guess it's pretty normal for majority of the heroes.
Yeah. Early on too, I mean, there's not too much I feel like you could do with both the lineups here. Like usually we see some pretty aggressive starts, you know, early rotations, but this one's a little difficult.
Yeah, Lancey's rocking Inspire. I like how he's very proactive about getting early on cooldown reduction, so he really wants the uptime on that Valentina. So far though, Liquid are winning the farming race, up by about 200, 300 gold.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Sanji is positioning himself in these kinds of areas nonetheless. I don't know if they have an idea that Chaknu is actually already down bottom trying to help the EXP lane. So TNC might be really after those fast rotations and racking in those EXP fast, so they get an advantage in the upcoming or the first objective fight.
I wish we had like a little mini cam, you know, for the gold lane like the whole time that could just pop up and be there, because like you can kind of see it from the mini map alone. Chaknu's charging up here with the Unbreakable, doesn't catch anyone, and we'll have to pop the Revitalize, so that's going to be down for him. And Turtle's coming up, so that actually might be a good enough advantage for Tlph.
Yep, they know that one major resource for TNC are off the charts right now. Sanford initiating on the Zyda, and now they're underneath, down a tenth of a talent. The Turtle still standing, and Zyda secures. Carl DZ compromised. There's a better strike, the answer by Sanji. Chaknu here, down to about tenth of a talent, gets taken down. First blood drawn by the chef. He's cooking. Trade it out for Daddy JP, and down goes 3 more. Sanji got a double.
Even though the bravest fighter stuns and the zoning attempts didn't necessarily connect from Sanford, they were still able to find a way back, and they handed over 2 kills to Sanji. I feel that's gonna be very massive for Team Liquid Philippines, and they were also able to keep Carl TZ alive. So it wasn't completely a win by TNC just because they got the turtle.
Yeah, the early kills for Sanji. This is one of the things, you know, Farsa early on, Artillery Mage is going to be really tough to work against, just because of the fact that now when the Feathered Airstrike is dropping down early on and he gets his first item earlier than everybody else, it's going to be tough. But also, that team fight was a little weird. I mean, it just seemed like everything was kind of either mistimed or they just kind of juked each other out, that nothing was really landing until eventually a fight just broke out. You know, even the Spear Destruction went through.
Pushed Liquid out of Retribution range, but Tlph played for the post-take. They played for the turn, which is very good given that Chaknu had the Revitalize off of cooldown. It was better this way. Now 1v1 down bottom, Sanford versus Tremor. In comes Zyda. I wonder how Zyda takes this. Sanji with the air strike up top, Benny Cutie. Force a sidestep, 4v2. I think Liquid wanted more from that rotation.
Sanford I mean, he seems fine, so both across the map, a play was trying to be made for both sides, but neither makes it happen. You can see this in early glowing wand over here for Sanji for the first item that go ahead and help with some of this sustainability from TNC. Now this is another objective fight for both teams, and we'll see them reset for this. Both gold laners should be able to join this too, but you just have Oheb making his way down bot. There's going to be a switch up here coming forward, and they'll just delay this turtle for now, and Lancey will hold on to the glorious pathway. So Tlph has this like very minor upper hand. Yeah. We'll see if they play it through.
Oh, Sanford goes in with a Bravest Fighter.
Oheb.
All right, he's got 2 held hostage. 3 members of Liquid alongside 3 members of TNC here, and there's the glorious pathway. The Mount Shocker. Where's he gonna throw it? SOD lands. There's a precarious position. AOG coming through. Chaknu hits him, but Carl still gets the turtle. Down goes the Mamba as Carl DZ takes him down. Following through is Tremor. Daddy JP says, go to sleep.
Even though they weren't completely the ones to set up first, the mere fact that Sanford was able to poke down the members of TNC before that fight, particularly Chaknu and Benny Cutie, even though Naisu, you mentioned that the gold laner should be able to join this, that already helped Team Liquid Philippines so much. Oh, I thought Sanji was going to fight that, but going back, that was able to set things up for Team Liquid. And even despite that messy fight, Tlph getting that objective, this is going to help them a lot. They already are on a 2K gold lead.
Yep. Mid lane here, just kind of figuring things out. That bottom turret did go down, so...
Wow.
And the top one. Tlph is just converting a whole lot, you know, in the past minute or so.
This is Tlph's kit working double time. They have macro, they have even micro, given that Tlph dodged all of that with a traceless into the retribution. And it's because of that now Tlph is up to 3,000 gold. It's very hard to play as TNC now because you ask yourself, should we fight them? Should we attack them on a lane-per-lane basis? Or do we just let this happen?
Yeah, and it's also after those wins that they get to convert. It's not entirely on the back of OHEB to just go for the opposite lanes and to push the waves. It's actually OHEB joining the fights a lot more on this Moscow. It's great to see that it's also the SODs being able to land, but in mid...
Carl walks into a brush with Chakno in it, but wait, there's a fight breaking out. Norris finally dropped in, Lancey down to a 10th of his health. Tlph are taking this by force, they want to push mid.
Yeah, they're not going to get the mid, but this next turtle's coming up, last one of the game. They've got the control they want. They can still control this side of the map too. So Zyda's trying to put some work, and Sanford, top of the Bravens fighter, but again, TNC is in fighting position. Conceal was used too, so Lancey holds on to this glorious pathway. This might help them secure this last turtle if they can. OHEB still top side, but Chakra will take a couple shots. Here's the turtle.
Shocker plus the glorious pathway. Zyda still gets the retribution though, and that's a lot of damage rained down on the front line of the Liquid. Sanji falls, and now Sanford and JP retreating. OHEB still pushing off of the camera. Sanford gets taken down. It's just JP. Few turret hits, saves Zyda with the Thorn Rose. And Liquid get run over for the price of a tier 2 turret.
You feel that there was a bit of hesitation. They already had the information. They knew where TNC were going to come from or where they were actually positioned at. But they weren't able to completely set things up. JP wasn't able to. And it was TNC who went in first. And you could not afford to let TNC do that all at once. Because when you sync up that IMU glorious pathway together with the punctures and even the dives coming in from 3mar, you could expect the damage to just keep coming in. And not to mention, they also handed over a kill to Benny Cutie on the Sky Piercer. So this is slowly becoming TNC, or this is slowly TNC becoming a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
TNC forced out ults from Liquid off time. And Liquid used their ults to try and secure the turtle. But again, if you're deep into a pit like that, the iframes on the Lancelot will just get you there.
Not only that too, but they, Tlph playing for objectives here. They're going to go for the mid turret down the tier 1 down. So they might have lost some of the lead, but TNC's doing a great job holding on.
The answer coming in from Lancey, his own glorious pathway. Here comes the rest of the Phoenix Army. Sanford, look at the back line, trying to go for it.
Going for Benny.
Very low. AOG to secure the kill on Daddy JP. Well, Sanford finds none. SOD by OHEB finds 3mar and Chaknu. Not the best targets for Moscow at this point in the game. Liquid just lose one.
That was such a good attempt from Sanford to zone out Benny Cutie, but then TNC is in enough position now to actually just go toe-to-toe with Tlph. They've done a great job at just keeping themselves in this game by not letting that 3,000 gold lead that Tlph had earlier on balloon up. So this gives them a great position and potentially a chance to just take this Lord and turn this game over even further if they can secure it.
Yeah, honestly, earlier it felt like Sanford actually wanted to go in for the kill even, because they already lost JP. He had Benny Cutie all to himself, but he wasn't able to land the skills, and he did not have enough damage just yet because there's just so much mobility in the hands of Benny Cutie on this Ranger too. But Team Liquid Philippines, they seem to be looking to get this first Lord.
Oh, there's a conceal by the Mamba, gets spotted by the Mount Shocker. That's a false engage. They're going to continue the dance here. Sanji pops off the feathered airstrike. I don't think this is a good start for Liquid.
Ooh.
And there's the glorious pathway of their own.
OHEB pushing.
That's OHEB pushing, yep. And might even get it here too, secured.
Oof, they gotta make sure they keep track of where OHEB is. This is the power, I would say, of a Moscow for a while. Like, a lot of teams love to just go ahead and draft them up because it allows you to just push across the map and then join the fight once you land that Spear of Destruction. And, you know, I feel like you land those more than you miss them, especially in these crucial fights around the Lord. So Tlph will continue to put pressure there, and it's up to TNC on how they respond to this.
They're using that long lane and the threat of the dance to get that split push.
Yeah, they've managed the wave so well, so they have to send up someone to
There's the Mountain Shocker, catches the Mamba off guard while Sanford went against 3, forcing them back. 40 still alive, glorious pathway set up in an X right here as 3mar gets skewered. Serving up a kill to Daddy JP, 2 men down for TNC, while Liquid are still holding their ground. In comes Zyda looking for kills on Carl and Oheb. Baby Cakes back out.
TNC is still fighting back against the odds of the push across the map. They still delay Tlph from taking the Lord.
Oh my goodness, Sanji. Oh, I thought he was gonna try to go for something. It's the San duo here and the Baby Cakes duo over there. But literally, Team Liquid Philippines, it just feels like they're going in and out. They're not fully committing to the Lord. They're trying to get the advantage first, the clear advantage first, and that's when they're gonna be willing to take this objective, to take this Lord. Interestingly enough, even if you look at the lane matchups, EXP lane up ahead by almost 2k, the gold lane 2 ahead by a decent amount of gold. It's just in the jungle, so I feel like that's why they're really being wary of Zyda and his ability to just contest when it comes to the objective.
Man, I feel like Benny is like, Oheb, I've seen this before. I've done this before. The pressure across the map, he's not going to let him go and just, you know, push the game for a win. They're going to have to control it, though. That's the biggest part for TNC, is controlling that long lane. And this Lord has been delayed for a while, so I'd say TNC's doing the work. They're doing the job that they want to. Zyda's still a threat, and Sanford has been putting in the work to just go ahead and play on this side of the map to keep them from having that angle. And Conceal's going to be used. Tlph, Mountain Shocker there.
The Cavalry are going hunting. They spot 3mar. They push back Zyda. Gets hit by the Mountain Shocker. Killed by the GOAT himself. And now 3mar dives onto 3 with the Infernal Pursuit, and he gets taken down. Carl gets a double. And just like that, TNC are half-cocked. AOG from the Mamba goes in, finds JP. Oheb answered back, revitalized by Daddy JP with the help of 40. That's 4 down. Carl finds another. Benny the only one left.
Oh my goodness,
They're still going.
Oheb looking for blood, does get the push on tier 2 down bottom, and then Liquid goes for the Lord.
Such great use of information from Team Liquid. They had very minimal info, but once they used that Mountain Shocker, got to find out that Zyda was a bit isolated from the rest of TNC. That's when they decided to go for it. And Carl Tzz, the way he just reserved that Mountain Shocker up until the very last minute to ensure that there will be no iframes, they were able to take down Zyda, and that's what mattered the most, because the rest of Tlph were able to do whatever they wanted to. Sanford kept zoning everyone, and now they have the Lord in their hands and that 6k gold lead.
They did the work. Tlph made it happen together with that conceal play too. And they've done that push now on some of the shields up here on these base turrets. So they'll play into this. Zyda forced out. A Glorious Pathway already dropped down.
Daddy JP, win TNC that they mean business. The Mamba catches one salvo. AOG on out defensively. And they continue to assault the base. Top lane and bottom lane penetrated. TNC are bleeding.
Oh, they're gonna have to push that mid lane in. The wave's making their way. They have one turret in the base here for TNC. Chaktil already using that conceal. They're gonna try to defend.
Lancy's Glorious Pathway stolen. OA used to slow down Tlph's forward momentum. And TNC are holding on. They're not down just yet. Not out.
Not yet. They're still able to find a way back. Actually, it was great that Chaktil was really able to still use that AOG to get out of that, because I feel like Team Liquid Philippines would have really pushed forward if they were already able to take one member down from TNC. But that's gonna be the struggle now, because Sanji seems too free on this Farsa, even despite us pointing out that there's a Lancelot, there's a Garot Kacha, and there are just multiple ways for TNC to reach him. Now that we see Sanji again on the Farsa, it really does look like he still has it.
so good at relocating himself. 3-bar here, almost goes down. Gets hit by the tail end of that mountain shocker. Barely survives.
Like, look at the threat that Carl is on the YSS alone. That's just how devastating it is when you have this kind of lead too for Tlph. So for TNC, as they get ready to go ahead and face down either the decision of do we contest the Lord, knowing that our base has 2 turrets down and they hold on to that mid turret, and they know that Oheb is probably going to put pressure again on that long lane. So TNC has a difficult choice to make, and they're almost forced to also stay together to an extent here. Look at Carl. Again, he's going to go ahead and spawn out Chaknu.
Oh, gets hit by the tail end of the ult and some salvos. Chaknu's burned in. Chaknu AOG out. He's safe.
Carl TZ used that mountain shocker again at such great timing. So even though it felt like TNC seemingly wanted to attempt to go for something in the long lane, they had it figured out. So now Team Liquid Philippines are in full control of the Lord Pit, but there's a conceal from TNC too.
All right, the attempt by TNC Pro Team. Another Mount Shocker online. JP goes in with the glorious pathway. There's no way for 3 to survive this. Down he goes. Feather airstrike by Sanji from the east. Down goes Zaida. Calls easy. Finds one. And another triple for the GOAT. Oheb gets 1 too. And it's just Benny Huey. Immortality pop. It's all but over. Carl TZ's a maniac. Game 1 goes to Team Liquid.
And at the end there, Tlph comes in with the